Well, welcome back, powerful people. It's Aligned Fitness Living. It's your transformation coach here, Mike Thornton, and I'm excited about this module that I'm bringing you today about aligned energy, because energy is something that we all need. Those of us that have jobs, those of us that have kids, those of us that have multiple activities going on at any given time, energy is something that we all want. And of course, there's things out there that we can use that give us kind of artificial energy, but that's not what we're talking about. What we're going to talk about are the things that we can do that naturally will help increase your energy. Because tell me if this sounds familiar. And I know that, as we get older, we have a tendency to think that it's just part of the aging process. As we get older, we just think, I just don't have as much energy as I used to. It's just because I'm getting older. But I want to back up for a second and say that it's not sometimes that we're getting older, but it's that we get older, different things start to consume our time. Our habits might start to change a little bit. I've worked with people before, and I've been this victim as well, where I thought, man, I don't have as much energy as I used to, and it must just be the aging process. And, I guess it's really true what they say when you hit a certain age, the metabolism starts to slow down. And then I'll say, wait a second, am I doing all the things that I need to be doing to have more energy, to feel like I have the muscle that I want? Am I doing everything that I need to be doing? And a lot of times the answer to that question is no. We've fallen out of alignment with those things. And that's what this module is all about, is to say, look, there are things you can do to have more energy, and all you have to do is align yourself with these certain guidelines, and you can have it, even if you are getting older. So I think that's important, because we get into this mindset that, I don't have any time for me, and, the kids take all my energy, and at the end of the day, I just don't have the energy to do anything for myself. So we're going to fix that, all right? We're going to align ourselves with some energy. So Module 5 is all about energy. All right, I had to say that energetically, didn't I? Of course, if we're talking about energy. I'm going to give you 7 keys plus a bonus key. We're going to start with key number 1, which is balance when it comes to your food. Now listen, we've already done the food module. You've already got the meal plans in your hands. We've already talked about why proteins, carbs, and fats are important. But what I want to talk to you about with regards to energy and balancing your foods are these key points. You want to try to have each of your meals combine lean meats, fats, and good carbohydrates. Whether it be something that you prepare quickly or something that you purchase out. We have all those out-to-eat choices in our meal plans. But the reason why is because you want to combine your macronutrients, your carbs, your fats, and your proteins. How is that going to help you with your energy? Well, when you do that, a few things happen. Number 1, it slows down the impact on your blood sugar levels. So, for example, if you were just to eat a piece of fruit by itself, or you were to eat some type of complex carbohydrate by itself, something that would have an impact on your blood sugar level. Let's just take a piece of fruit, for example. If you just ate a banana or just ate an apple by itself, there's nothing there with that simple carbohydrate to slow down the digestion. So it's going to enter the bloodstream quickly, it's going to spike your blood sugar level, and then shortly thereafter, your blood sugar level is going to come crashing down, which is where we feel that crash, we feel that lull, we feel that lack of energy. So by combining proteins and fats with your carbohydrates, you slow the digestion of those carbohydrates down, you slow the entry of the sugar into the bloodstream, and therefore you don't get those spikes and those drops off in the blood sugar level. A second thing that happens is, remember, carbs are key. Keep that in mind. Remember that. Carbs are key because they are your body's preferred energy source. So if you're trying one of these diets that doesn't incorporate carbohydrates and you're feeling a lack of energy, that would be because you're probably trying to metabolize protein in its place and you don't have your body's preferred source of energy, which is carbohydrates. So you want to make sure you keep those carbs in there. And then protein keeps you from metabolizing muscle. So you want to make sure you have protein coming in every single meal. It doesn't need to be like an all-protein diet or 50 grams of protein. Your body can only digest so much protein at a time. Again, we've already talked about that, but the key to remember here is that if you don't have, I'll give you a real quick example. I was at a speaking conference one time with a bunch of other speakers. We were learning a new program, and this person that was there, it was like the second or third day we were there, I noticed that all this person had eaten was, salads and carbohydrates and things like that. They were trying to eat healthy, but this gentleman said to me, I'm losing energy. I just don't feel like it. I just feel like I'm completely drained. And I said, well, how much protein have you been getting in while we've been here? And he's, protein? If your body isn't getting protein in, it will metabolize your muscle tissue. You will lose muscle tissue. And when your body is metabolizing your muscle tissue, doesn't even sound good, does it? But when it is, it drains you. Not to mention all the other side effects from metabolizing protein. It's going to slow your metabolism down, and we're going to lose the good stuff. We're going to lose the muscle tissue. So, key number one is balance when it comes to your food. We've already talked about it, but I want you to understand how that relates to your energy levels. Your body needs its main fuel source, which is carbohydrates. Your body needs protein to maintain muscle tissue and keep you from metabolizing it and slowing your metabolism down. And you need to mix those things together to keep the sugar and the carbohydrates from entering your bloodstream quickly. Okay? Balance. Key. Key number two. We're still on food, but this is the last food slide. Okay? Key number two is snacking. Now you might be thinking, okay, you're talking about eating healthy snacks, right? Yes. Your snacks should be balanced just like your meals. But what I'm talking about with snacking is basically it helps keep your metabolism burning evenly throughout the day. You might remember the fiery furnace example, the coal example that I gave you in the meal planning, aligned meal plans, where if you dump a bunch of food into or a bunch of coal into that furnace at one time, your body has a tough time, metabolizing, or the all that coal going into that furnace is going to squash that fire. Okay, what we want to do is we want to feed that furnace throughout the day. So you want to have smaller meals and snacks in between. So that's going to keep your metabolism burning evenly throughout the day, and your metabolism is directly tied into your energy levels. Again, this is going to help regulate your blood sugar, which keeps your energy even, and it helps you maintain focus throughout the day. So what would be good, if you remember from the meal planning module, was about 3 to 4 snacks per day. Okay, and you can look at the meal plans for those snacks ideas that we have. But also, snacking could be supplementation. So if you say, well, I don't have the snacks that I need for today. Well, snacking could also be that nutrition bar that we talked about that has a good amount of protein, carbs, and fats in it. It could be a meal replacement shake that has a good balance of protein, carbs, and fats. So supplementation, when I say supplementation here, I'm talking about food supplementation, and I'm not talking about pills that don't have any nutritional value attached to them. Okay, does that make sense? It's all under the umbrella of supplementation, but I'm talking about keeping your metabolism going, keeping your blood sugar regulated, and keeping your energy levels up. So we're talking about food supplementation, food supplement bars or shakes, things like that. Key number 3 is water. And I know we've all heard the water speech plenty of times. What we often do, and I'm guilty of this, is we often reach for more caffeine to boost our energy levels. But caffeine is a diuretic. It's short term. It works on our nervous system, and so it feels like we're getting more energy. But at the same time, too much caffeine can actually drain your energy because it's diuretic, which is going to dehydrate your body. And dehydration is a major cause for lack of energy. So here's a rule of thumb for you: is you're going to try to drink 1.5 to 2 liters of water per day. All right, you can measure it out. You can take it with you. You can grab a few bottles. I like to use a big quart container that I have, and I'll fill that up a few times a day. But to make sure that you're getting enough water coming in. And here's something that's not on the slide. But if you're exercising and you're sweating, you need to make sure that every 15 minutes or so you're putting as much water back into your body as you think that you're losing. Okay. But here's a cool tip for you. If you want an extra boost, we're talking about energy here. So if you want an extra boost of energy, try adding some fresh lemon juice to your water. Because if you do that, lemons supply good quantities of electrolytes, such as potassium, calcium, and magnesium, as well as vitamin C. And all those things are going to help energize your body. So adding a little bit of just fresh lemon juice, put some squeeze in there in the morning, is actually going to help you out. But make sure you're getting your water in throughout the day. Now, do you want to chug all that water at one time? No, it's just like your food supply. You don't want to flood your body with all the water at one point in time. You want to keep your body hydrated throughout the day, and keeping your body hydrated will help keep your energy levels up. Now, quick sidebar, is a little bit of caffeine okay? Absolutely. I'm not one of those no caffeine types of people. So if you have to have your cup of coffee in the morning, or you have to have your Spark energy drink, which is my drink, or whatever it might be, then have your little bit of caffeine. Just don't overdo it. More is not always better. So maybe try that 1 cup of coffee, and the next time you think I'm going to get a cup of coffee, get some ice cold water, because you're going to hydrate your body instead of dehydrate your body. Okay? Agreed? Perfect. Key number 4, exercise. We've already started talking exercise. We started off at the very beginning of this with just the 5-minute rule, and we agreed that 5 minutes does make a difference. I already have given you a cardio routine that you can do either in your home or you can do outside your door, okay? And you start with 5 minutes, so we're not going to talk about how long and what types. We will get to muscular training in our next module, but what I want you to just keep in mind for exercise, it can be something that you do in your office. It can be something that you do in your living room as you're watching a program at night. Exercise, but you want to do it because exercise is going to boost your endorphins, which are your feel-good hormones, okay? And feel-good hormones give you energy. This reduces stress, it heightens your mood, it lowers your heart rate, and it lowers your blood pressure. It also increases your respiration and your circulation in your body. And yes, we have agreed 5 minutes can make a difference, okay? We talked about that. Key number 5 is sleep. And guilty right here. It's tough for me to get enough consecutive hours of sleep doing what I do, which is I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday, and oftentimes I don't get home till about 7:30, 8 o'clock. And by the time I've had dinner and I have gotten the kids down and felt like I've kind of decompressed for the day, it's often later than I want it to be, and I don't get that 7 to 9 hours of recommended sleep per night. Now, what I do is I do try to come home and take a nap, okay? If you have the ability to do that and you're not getting enough rest at night, enough sleep at night, naps are perfectly fine. If you're feeling lethargic, naps are perfectly fine. If your productivity level's going down, naps and rest are perfectly fine. We live in a society that tries to make us believe that by taking any time off from work, by not continually working more hours to the wee hours of the night and then getting up and hitting the ground running with work, we think as a society that makes us more productive. But it doesn't. Actually, the opposite is true. When you are rested and your creativity levels are firing off and your energy is where it needs to be, even if the amount of time you spend working is less, it will be more productive work. Capiche? You got it? Okay, so I just finished doing a presentation on stress and rest for one of my clients, and we covered this in great detail because I surveyed the audience ahead of time, and the number one stressor for people was that they felt like I had too much work and not enough time to get it done. So they were working, and not spending any time on themselves. And one of the main things we take away from that presentation was that you must take care of yourself in order to take care of others and to be more productive. Okay? A couple things about sleep and rest. The average adult needs 7 to 9 hours of sleep. REM sleep, your deep sleep, your rapid eye movement sleep, is when the mind releases, this is cool, that's when your mind releases memories, emotions, and stressful thoughts and feelings. So you need to get to that REM sleep. It's the 5th stage of the sleep cycle, and it's usually reached about an hour and a half into your sleep. So it doesn't happen right off the bat. And so if you're continually being interrupted in your sleep patterns, it's going to be hard to get there. So you want to try to have uninterrupted sleep. Now, I get the question a lot with food and alcohol and how that affects your sleep. And is it 100% off limits? No, everything in moderation, right? If you can have a window of about 2 hours before you go to bed, if you're going to have a glass of wine, you might want to have it early in the evening. And same thing with food. If you can eat earlier and give yourself a window. The reason being is if you go to bed with alcohol in your system, then your body's working on cleaning that alcohol out of your system instead of giving you the sleep cycles that you need to feel recharged and rebooted. So, let's say you had a little too much to drink and you go, oh man, it was the weekend and I slept 10 hours last night. Well, it's not just the amount of sleep that you get, it's the quality of sleep that you get. So if you want to feel energized, if you want to increase your energy levels, which is what we're talking about here, try to give yourself a 2-hour window from the time you maybe have that glass of wine or cocktail or whatever it might be, and also eat anything within that 2-hour window before you go to bed. Now, would cutting out alcohol altogether be your best bet for energy? Sure, because this is depressant, but this aligned fitness living isn't about perfection. Remember at the very beginning, we talked about this isn't about perfection. It's about aligning yourself with some guidelines. And so I'm giving you a guideline, okay? Key number 6, sunlight and nature, okay? It sounds oversimplified, doesn't it? Well, studies show that sunlight greatly impacts your mood. Here's why. UV exposure, it impacts your endorphin levels, and we've already talked about endorphins being your feel-good hormones. They make you feel good. They reduce anxiety. They reduce your blood pressure and your resting heart rate, and it heightens your mood. So, just stepping out into the sunlight for a few minutes a day can really impact your energy level. And also, just taking the time to experience nature can calm our nerves. It makes us feel more connected to life, connected to nature, and we're unplugging from technology, from that stimuli that we get every single day. We can't avoid it these days. It's everywhere. I'm doing it right now. I'm creating a video using a microphone. I'm gonna upload this to my video server, and we're doing it right now. It's technology. So it's nice to unplug from that and plug into nature, even if it's 5 minutes a day. Key number 7, reduce stress. Like I said, just did a presentation on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover just some quick tips of things that you can do and how to do them to help reduce your stress. Because when you reduce your stress, you increase your energy. Okay? Meditation. Meditation is an awesome way to reduce your stress and increase your energy. Meditation can be done in just 5 minutes. We always refer to our 5-minute rule because it's a really important part of this program. This lifestyle of living is realizing that 5 minutes can make a difference. But meditation is simply taking what is on your mind that is creating stress, taking your stressors, setting them down for a moment, clearing your mind, and focusing on something that is going to increase your energy, empower you, and move you closer to the state of mind that you want to be. A lot of times mantras are used during meditation. Now, you don't have to sit in your office and light incense and put your fingers like this and hum or anything like that, but simply just finding a quiet moment and clearing your mind, setting those things aside. It's not a time to try to solve the problems that are in your head. Okay? That's not what we're talking about. Meditation is setting them aside, getting clarity, being present, and focusing on something that is going to empower you, energize you, and move you closer to the state of mind that you want to be in. A mantra might be, I am in a complete state of relaxation. I am in a complete state of calm. But something that you repeat to yourself over and over again. Everything's going to be perfectly fine. It could be anything, whatever it is for you. Okay, that's meditation. Relaxing music has been shown. By the way, all of these have been shown to do everything I've been telling you so far today. Reduce your blood pressure, reduce your resting heart rate, reduce your anxiety levels, and increase endorphins, okay? Every single one of them. Just listening to relaxing music can do that for you. Deep breathing. And when we talk about deep breathing, we're not talking about taking a deep breath from your chest. That's not deep breathing. That's actually shallow breathing. Deep breathing comes from your diaphragm. Deep breathing comes from your stomach. If you've ever seen a baby sleep, the stomach rises up and down, right? So when you talk about deep breathing, you take a deep breath in from the stomach. Your stomach should actually push out as you're taking that deep breath in. And you breathe in through the nose, and then you blow it out smoothly through your mouth. A great technique to use is to just put your hand on your stomach, and as you're breathing in through the nose, feel that stomach push out. Okay, I know we've spent so much time working on keeping our stomachs in, but this is for deep breathing, okay, which can help reduce stress and boost your energy levels. Muscle relaxation. And when we talk about muscle relaxation, we're not talking about progressive muscle relaxation, which is a different technique. What I'm talking about is being aware of where you're carrying your tension. So if you say to yourself, I'm one of those neck people, I carry all my stress in my neck, then focusing on finding a way to relax your neck. If you're a shoulder, you're in your shoulders and finding a way to release your shoulders. If you're in your hands and you're a gripper, then releasing your hands and relaxing your muscles in your hands. Some people carry it in their back. Some people carry it in their jaw. You know, a lot of people raise their hands when I asked who carried their stress in their jaw. Being able to relax those muscles will help do all those things we talked about and increase your energy levels. And then laughter is truly the best medicine for stress. So even just putting a smile on your face starts to reduce stress instantly. And we'll talk about why in the next slide. But laughter is the best medicine for stress. So if you can find a way to make yourself laugh, think of something funny. Go watch a silly video on YouTube about cats or whatever it might be. But find a moment to be silly for the day. Make fun of yourself. Don't take yourself so seriously, but laugh. We did this activity in this presentation that I gave. It was really silly. I don't know if you've ever seen Austin Powers, where Dr. Evil is with all his evil posse, and he starts to do the evil laugh. And they all start laughing together, and pretty soon it builds up, and it builds up, and it builds up, and then they show you what happens on the other side. The laughter starts to die down, it starts to die down, it starts to die down, it starts to die down, and pretty soon everybody's just kind of looking at each other awkwardly. I had everybody in the room stand up, and we did the Dr. Evil laugh. It was awesome because it was so silly, and everybody was participating. It was so funny. We were sitting there faking this evil laugh, and it got so. I think there was about maybe 100 people in the room, and it was awesome. And at the end of it, nobody could keep a straight face. We were all laughing, true laughter, and it created a completely different vibe in the room. So laughter, even if you have to start with a Dr. Evil laugh, is truly the best medicine. Bonus key number 8, and we talked about this in the last module, which is to use your body. Use your body to create emotion. Dale Carnegie said it, and I love Dale Carnegie. You're going to hear me quote him a lot, but if you want to be enthusiastic, then act enthusiastic. All right? Basically, fake it till you feel it. Sound familiar? Fake it until you feel it, or emulate the behavior that would demonstrate that emotion, and then you will feel that emotion. Why does it work? Well, again, because when you're contracting for example, a smile, when you bring your cheeks up and the muscles in your face start to do this, they release endorphins in your body instantly, and you start to feel emotions. We feel emotions. You start to feel happy just by putting a smile on your face. So even if you go, I don't feel like smiling, but then you kind of fake it and make yourself smile, then you start to feel a little happier, and the stress levels go down, the anxiety goes down, and your energy goes up. So fake it until you feel it. Again, contractions of certain muscles change your hormone levels, your heart rate, and your respiration. And if you emulate the behavior that you would feel with that emotion, then you will feel that emotion. Pretty cool. So some things that you can do: you can smile, you can laugh, you can clap your hands. Every morning when I teach a boot camp, I have people spring up and clap their hands 3 times, even in the evening class, because in the evening class they're bringing all the emotional drama that happened that day, and we use our hands to send a signal to the rest of our body. Boom, 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 it is time to go to work. Boom, 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 it is time to wake up. And we are sending a signal to our body that we are creating energy. So we clap our hands. You can jump up and down. You can give a whoop, whoop, whoop. Whatever it might take for you to act enthusiastically so that you feel enthusiastic, so that you actually get that emotion. Okay? You want to be happy, act happy. You want to be motivated, act motivated. You want to be energetic, act energetically. Okay? Pretty cool that we have the ability to do that, to use our body. So here are some action steps for more energy. Because it's just info if we don't act on it, right? It's just another slide presentation if we don't take it and use it. But I want you to align yourself with these steps. You should be doing some of this already. Pack and plan your food, okay? And water. I put the big and there to remind you to do that with your water as well. Pack and plan your food and water each day, and keep track of, you don't have to sit there and measure every little ounce, but keep track of if you've had enough water coming in. So if all of a sudden you get that 3 o'clock lull, ask yourself, do I have enough water? Have I been drinking enough water today? Use your 5-minute rule for exercise. We've already talked about it. You should be doing it already. 5 minutes a day does matter. Use your 5-minute rule for stress reduction. Choose any of those stress reduction techniques. Okay? Those are on two different ends of the spectrum. They're two different things. Exercise is energy this way, and stress reduction techniques is a different kind of energy because it reduces stress, and therefore your energy levels go up. One is a more calming type of thing, and the other one is a little bit more, active type of step. So use both of them. Give yourself a 2-hour window before bed, like we talked about with food and alcohol. Get your 7 to 9 hours of sleep. I'll work on it if you work on it. Deal? Deal. Use your 5-minute rule to step outside. Okay? You can step outside, enjoy the sunlight, and do your exercise for 5 minutes. Go for a walk, brisk walk. Okay? Use your little exercise plan. Head back in, and you're going to be so much more productive and so much more energetic. Okay? So you can knock out 2 birds with one stone. You can go sit on a park bench. Close your eyes, meditate, use your mantra, and now you're in nature. You can listen to the sounds around you, and you're knocking out 2 birds with one stone. And then create what you don't have. Your emotions will follow your physiology and your behavior. So you use your body to create the emotional state that you want to be in. Okay? And you can do that every day. And that's why I hope you're starting your day with your 5-minute mindset that we talked about, with thinking about what you want to accomplish, thinking about your mission, thinking about your vision, and creating that vision in your head, because when you visualize it, you create emotions that go along with that. So I hope that you're starting your day every single day with that 5-minute mindset. And now you can add the ability to use your body, give yourself a fist bump, clap your hands a few times, get yourself energized, and go out there and have an awesome day. That's how it's done. All right? So we can create energy. We can create energy. Now, I'm not talking about the energy like, if you remember way back when we were talking about calories, and I said you can't create or destroy energy, you can only convert it from one form to another. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about reducing body fat. I'm talking about creating the emotion of energy, the emotional charge that comes with energy. And that's what we get when we use our body. Okay? So, follow your action steps. This has been your aligned energy module. We're going to talk about aligned muscular training next. And we're not talking about getting bulky. We're just talking about lean, tone, muscle tissue, and how to do it based on what your goals are. So in the meantime, do your homework, and I'll be rooting you on.